Good morning, guys. Welcome back. We're to the channel. In today's video, we have more issues with the 6.0, which I'm looking at right there. We're in the 300. I actually just finished this video, so I apologize. I don't think I filmed an intro, but if I did, well, y'all won't be seeing this, so that's cool. But either way, we have some issues with the 6.0, so let's go back a couple days and, well, we'll start there. Well, here we are again, and hot no start. So went in here, exchanged the caliper, digital caliper, and I don't know, was in there like 5 minutes. Come back out. The SCT shows that we don't get anywhere over like 450 on ICP, and let it sit for a good 20 minutes or so, and well, it's even lower than it was. So I guess I'm gonna go back in here. We're gonna look around for a little bit, let this thing cool all the way off, see if it'll start, and see if we'll make it home. Because 6.0 things. And to make it even better, I just spent a nice amount of money on this actually last night for some fabricated traction bars, so that's cool. But anyway, like I said, I guess we're gonna go in here, look around a little bit, and maybe this thing will start when I come back. All right, y'all, so it's a few days later here, and well, as you can see, it's dark, but I actually just got off the phone with the Justin Hawksmith, and well, I have a few more problems, or potentially. So I drove the truck a while ago, had to drop off some stuff for shipping, and well, I drove this because I wanted to see what it would do. I got the truck home the other day, had to use a little kiss of starting fluid, just 7.3 this thing, and it started. So that's kind of odd. It's kind of odd that it did it. It has a long crank. It's had a long crank ever since we put the pump and stuff in it. So that's also kind of odd. But, it's always started. It might take a minute, but it's always started. So, got it back home. I drove the truck like no other. Watching the pressures, the truck ran perfectly fine. So I thought, man, that's kind of weird. Got it back home, hot started perfect. Long crank like normal, but it did start. So I wanted to drive it again today. Drove it around. Didn't drive the truck hard. And let me preface by saying I don't drive this truck hard. Half throttle max. But I noticed my fast is let me feel this one. That's this phone. But the fast is making some odd noises. We'll let it run. I'll do it again probably. So very odd. And it's kind of intermittent. Now, as y'all know, I have a regulated return on this truck. As you hear the pump again. So I do have a regulated return on this truck. So, got out here, was looking at it with the pump running. And when it does that, it dips in fuel pressure. Hold it here, and if it doesn't do it, I have a video on my other phone here, but it dipped in fuel pressure, which was, again, kind of odd. Now, if y'all know, on this truck, we do have a fuel bowl delete, interregulated return from Blessed Performance. And well, that's just kind of that. With the fast 140 and a sump. Now, before somebody says, you know, well, maybe it's out of fuel. It's not out of fuel. It's got a half tank of fuel. So that's odd. Because now it's not doing it as bad. Before, I mean, it would go for a couple seconds in between. But let's wake this thing up. And now focus this. I'm gonna bump it just so it registers. And well, we'll hot start this thing because it's, you know, still pretty warm. But there you go. So, and well, there you go. Now, don't mind my whatever my gauge cluster does, because you can tap on it and it, yeah. So the truck's done that since I've had it, but as you can see, pressures are good. We hold the same fuel pressure with the truck running, but when the pump dips like it does drop fuel pressure a bit, to around 40, 42, somewhere in there. See if I can get it on video doing it. Go ahead and crank it. Start it. So, I don't really know, but it's dark. It's not good filming in the dark. I know y'all don't like it. So I will catch y'all in the morning, and we'll go from there. But I'll play the clips that I got earlier. Just know they're not in the right orientation. They're, you know, like so. So I was just filming them, and I sent the video to Matt over at Blessed Performance. Big thank you to Matt for all of his help, because this thing's extremely confusing. And I also sent the video to Justin and the boys over at Fast, because they've always been super helpful. So anyway, guys, I'll catch y'all in the morning, and well, we'll go from there. All right, guys, so it is not the next day, but the day after. Now, earlier today, I got a call from the guys over at Fast. Big thank you to those guys. Let's try this again. As the camera runs out of storage. Like I was saying, I did get a call from the guys over at Fast this morning. I talked to them. Super helpful. Big thank you to those guys. And Justin, thank you for your help. So he gave me a few things to try. I'm going to order some new filters. I'm going to throw some new filters on the truck and just see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario, those filters have between 10 and 15,000 miles on them. I know they say you can push them out to like 20 to 30, somewhere in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw some fresh filters on there, because those filters have been on that truck for a couple years. They just don't have a bunch of miles on them. Because we put them on there in the summer of one year, but I didn't drive the truck a ton because I was driving this a lot. And then the next year it was a mess, and somebody liked to keep my bank account drained, And I didn't drive the truck a ton because this was cheaper to drive and it was easier to get where I was going and back quickly. And then that was last year. No, not last year, year before last, because I forget this is 2025. And then last year, kind of the same thing, but if y'all remember at the beginning of last year, we tore the motor out of the truck, we built the truck, built the motor in the truck, and it was down from mid-February to the first half of April. So did that. Oh, shot back, okay. So we did that, and then we had a parts failure. It was down for a week. I drove the truck actually a good bit, and then we started having more parts failures, and then the truck was down for, you know, the better part of the last half of the year, ish, between turbo, you know, charge pipe boots, charge pipe clamps, high pressure oil leaks, oil cooler. And then since I had it apart for the oil cooler, we did the fuel bowl delete, in which I wanted to powder coat stuff and just this whole thing, right? So really, the truck hasn't been drove a ton of miles in the last couple years. So what Fast is thinking is the issue with the truck, and no, I'm not driving. I'm actually just putting the car in the garage. So yeah, what Fast thinks is the issue with the truck is, or with the pump, I should say, is we're having some sort of an aeration issue with the, yes, I know, car. So we're having some sort of aeration issue in the pump. So it's very interesting. It's very odd. And I say that because we're good. So I say that is a very interesting thing because I have a sump, so all of my fuel comes from the, you know, from the very bottom of the tank straight over to the Fast and then to the motor. So I don't exactly know how we're getting air in the Fast. It's an interesting thing. So like I said, I ordered filters just to be safe. We're gonna chunk those on there, see if that does anything. Maybe I haven't noticed any fuel leaks in the truck, but you know, just maybe there's an issue with one of the O-rings or something on the filters, or they're getting a little bit clogged or something like that. So we'll see what happens. But as far as the no hot start, I really don't know. I've hot started that truck 20 times since then. And tomorrow I'm going on a fishing trip solo. So we'll see. Is the truck going to leave me stranded by myself? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I don't know. I really just don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's long cranked since we put the Thumper 2 on it, the H-Pop, which I thought was kind of weird, but yeah, hey, I don't know. And we did the fuel bowl delete and all that kind of thing. But it's very odd. There's been one incident where it didn't want a hot start, but after 10 or so seconds of cranking, it kind of ran up to 450-ish ICP, and then it's like it flipped a switch and it built pressure and started, and it was cool again. So like I said, very odd. And it was actually kind of the same deal of what we had at Harbor Freight the other day. I went to the post office, went in the post office. I wasn't in there 5 minutes, come back out, hop back in the truck. Like I said, it didn't want to start, but after 10, 15 seconds, something like that, it's like you flipped a switch, thing started, ran out perfect all day. But that was the only time it hasn't hot started. You know, like I said, it long cranks, yes, but it's always eventually started. And like I said, now I've hot started that truck 20 times since. But like I said, the truck is hot started perfectly. Long crank, yes, but it does start, or it has ever since that happened. Like I said, I don't know what the truck is. I don't know what its deal is. I don't know what it's doing. You know, I've already planned this fishing day trip for me, because I need some sort of a break. I've been saying that for like 3 years, and I'm finally gonna do it. So I'm just gonna take a day, and I'm gonna go do whatever I want to do. But I'm going to one spot, and I'm gonna be there like all day. So I'm not worried about the truck not starting. If it doesn't want to start, I still got starter fluid in the back seat, and I will make it start. Because I'm at the point where I just don't care anymore. I've been looking at new trucks anyway, so I do not care. I could not care less. So that's kind of where we're at with the truck. But depending on what I have time for this week, because taking a day is not great for what I got going on, but we're doing it. But what I was thinking I'm going to do is, depending on what all this week's doing and whatever, we're going to take that, I'm going to drive it, get it warm, bring it back, put it in the shop, and we're going to do a shop air test on it hot, see if we have any leaks and anything. It's just very weird that it's so sporadic and whatever. Like I said, a month ago it did it. It didn't want to start, like I said, the deal with the post office, and then, you know, a couple days ago it did that. Now in that month, and since then, it hot starts every time. Like I said, long cranks, yes. I don't know what that's about. It's been doing that ever since we put the H-pop in it. And the fuel bowl delete, and the oil cooler, and the injector O-ring, and the stem pipes and dummy plugs again, and all that stuff. So like I said, ever since then, it is long cranked, but it's always started, except for those, well, that one time. Like I said, the other time, it's like you flipped a switch and it started. So I don't understand what's the deal about that. But like I said, I do have filters on the way, so we'll see what those do. And I think Fast told me a way to check the pressure on the pump. So we're going to check the pressure on the pump. If we need to, we'll order a different spring for that, make a little bit more pressure with it. We'll turn up the regulator return. They told me the rule of thumb for setting pressures on that kind of thing. So we'll get everything set, you know, if it doesn't check out. And we'll figure everything out from there. So anyway, guys, that's going to be a wrap for this one. So if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, maybe, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.